welcome to Mundo Madness Monday, guys. How you doing? Mundo here at the bat on a Monday night. I sure hope you guys are having a great Mundo Monday. I know I had a heck of a day, but hey, it's all good, my friends. So let's get the party started. Hey, and this, as you've seen, that my topic for tonight, Albert, what up, brother? Saber man in arms. Love you, bro. Love you. Hey, man, God bless me the day you came in my life, bro. So I tell you what, thanks for being here, man. And we're going to talk about personal sabers, man. And if you guys have been watching Civilized Sabers, Tierfon Orbital and Albert and Smugglers, and all the guys. Hey, Sinzi, what up, man? All the guys that do phenomenal installs and sabers. I mean, there's just an endless array of things that going on for everybody. And I tell you, the topic that really got me thinking about this weekend is that all of these installers, they have to have a personal a personal hilt and a style of hilt that they absolutely love, not one that they actually built for somebody else, but one they actually built for themselves. Titan, what up, my friend? Welcome. Glad to have you guys here tonight. And I tell you, it really put a profound idea for tonight because with me doing the memory install of my buddy, right? No matter what happens, no matter how many other hilts that I buy, each one of them is going to be phenomenal. But the one closest to my heart is going to be the one, the memory hilt from my buddy, right? This hilt right here is going to be the one that my personal favorite for all eternity, and everything else is going to come second to it, right? Not only because it's a personal build, but and it's also not only the memory hilt, it's got my friend's voice on it and everything else like that. But there's some installers that feel like they're doing certain builds, right? And Tano Sabers too. I mean, he just put out a video a couple of days ago about his personal saber that he got, and it's not a factory, formed kind of saber. It's somebody who personally built it and produced it, outside of all these companies that do a bunch of different hilts, right? So there's a special meaning to that as well. And I'm glad Tiana Sabers did that video because that's what really brought this topic up tonight. And I want to see how you guys feel and what is your personal favorites? What hilt really brings more joy and has that special place in your heart compared to all of the other hilts that you've done? I know, like I said, for myself, it's the memory hilt, right? But I want to know what hilt actually gets your juices flowing. And as you saw, Tano Sabers, he did an awesome video on his hilt, and he says that that hilt that he did was a very special saber in his collection. So, and it's his personal favorite, and it is his personal saber, right? So that's what we want to get to the bottom of tonight. And I really want to see those particular hilts that you either done yourself, maybe somebody did them for you, or whatever have you will, right? It doesn't matter. But there's a special meaning to that one particular saber that you have in your collection that will never go anywhere till the day you die, right? And if it goes down to your children, if it goes down to, maybe you get buried with it, there's all kinds of things, right? All kinds of scenarios that you can do, and to keep that saber within your heart, within your collection for all time, right? And I don't know. I mean, you might fall in love with about two or three. Maybe who knows that there's maybe a top three in your collection that you'll never ever get rid of. Never even think about letting another person touch it. Right? It's kind of like, if you got a wife or a girlfriend, man, you don't let nobody else touch it, man. So, right, why should you let somebody else touch that personal saber of yours, right? I mean, like, you put your hands, somebody puts your hands on your woman, right? It's on, dude, right? It's on. It's like this saber, right? Somebody puts their hands on your saber, unless you say, hey, okay, no, yeah, you don't get to touch this saber. I'm sorry. Kind of like that thing, right? Kind of like that thing, dude. But yeah, man, and I've seen all kinds of hilts. But oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. That's right, dude. That's right, Albert. Them's fighting words, right? Get it. Let's get it, and get them out of here. Send them back to Satan. And but every hilt has a soul, and every hilt is special. But there is one particular hilt in everybody's collection that I do know that has a special meaning into each other's hearts, and that's what I want to get to the bottom of. Now, it could be an Obi-Wan, it could be a Qui-Gon. I want to know what floats your boat, guys. I mean, so while we're in the middle of talking here, I've recently just got some more empties, man. So I'm gonna be kind of cutting these as we're talking. So if you'll excuse me, but I want to see what the comments bring up, and you guys bring it on, man. Bring it on. Let me tell me about what floats your boat. Which hilt has got your heart fluttering? Every time you touch it, it just jingles your bell, man. I mean, you just can't put it down, and you can't even stop thinking about it. Yeah, you may go to like a build here and a build there, but you always find yourself coming back to your hilt, your personal hilt, and when you have it in your hand, it's like bada. It's just like it feels right. And that's what I want to hear from you guys. That's what I really want to hear. And let me see, where is my cutter? My goodness, I am so disorganized this tonight, man. I tell you, it's been here we go. A long, rough day. I see, I was already trying to cut one right here, but I'm trying to cut the backside of it out, the hardest part, because of all that junk that's there in the bottom makes it really hard to cut. But nonetheless, got to get it done, man. Got to get it done so I can make some more crystal holders and get them all ship shape. And it's interesting though. It's interesting. I really want to see what who has what, and I'm expecting to see. I really am expecting to see different hilts in here. I mean, really different hilts, right? And Tim from Tearfront Orbital has come up with some pretty phenomenal hilts too. And I do know that he is very fond. Um, I think, and I forgot which hilt that he's very fond of. I know there's a couple of them, but and he's got some really nice ones on his website that he's made his own. But I really wish I could find out. Hey, Albert, do you know which one he really is a super fan of? Which hilt? Um, maybe I know he's kind of fond of the Evil Flex a lot, and the Evil Flex will come for a second for me right after the Memory Saber, right? So the Evil Flex is a second, is a really strong second for me. Now, um, is anybody got? I'm not sure to be honest. Let me see if he can join us in the comments. I'll be right back. Hey, that's cool. That would be awesome, Albert. If he could join us in the comments, that'd be awesome, dude. That'd be awesome, man. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get both of y'all on here, dude. That'd be like really, really sweet, man. And if there's a topic that you guys want to talk to, Cindy, it's a scrap flex for me right now. It's the culmination of everything I've learned since I started in the hobby in this past year, and it just feels so good in the hand, laugh out loud. See, now scrap flexes, I believe, are a beast all on its own, right? Not only do you have half of Graflex, but it's something else because you're pulling other things from that to make that saber complete. And I really, Cindy, I've seen those builds of yours, and I really do enjoy them, man. And one of these days, I do intend to make either a scrap flex or maybe have somebody build me a scrap flex. I mean, with and at the moment it's not feasible, but hopefully sometime in the near future it will be. And because there's a lot of different features that I've seen on the scrap flexes, and each one of those differences in the scrap flexes look phenomenal. And by the way, I really got to thank you too for the clamp card that you put on yours. It looks pretty sweet on there, dude. It really looks sweet, man. Um, I'm hoping that I can get more people interested in my clamp cards. I mean, I don't have any precision tools to make them, absolutely perfect, and I'm not going for the absolute perfect look on them because space and just space junk is never perfect, man. That's why I do these because these are already, patinaed. These are already weathered naturally, so it just makes it all good, right? And I actually enjoy these. I mean, even though it's a little rough on my hands, though, I enjoy making these. So I'm hoping that once I get enough stock, people will kind of, buy these. And of course, like I said, I send two, two together so they can make one good crystal chamber, or use one side of it for a crystal holder. I mean, there's just different possibilities that you can do with it, right? Now I've also been looking at some of the Star Wars encyclopedias and stuff, right? And I kind of get the feeling that I can almost make like that diadium battery that you see in the Star Wars encyclopedias, right? And looking at the diagrams that they have, especially for Luke's hilt, the Graflex, and the cutout that it has, and you see the diadium battery, and the diadium battery really, just that cylinder through there with the crystal there at the end of it, right? But if you look carefully, it almost looks like this part right up here where the crystal sits, and then you have that real skinny cylinder down at the bottom, embedded in the wood, right? And I think it looks cool as hell, though. I really think it looks phenomenal, and how they really did it, really, really intrigues me. The cutout, it looks awesome. Really looks awesome. So the cutout makes it all the worthwhile to kind of check it out. And I'm curious to see if anybody is going to actually mimic. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? But the chassis that come out right now, they are phenomenally great, and the hilts are phenomenally great, right? And you don't have that cutouts. I mean, you see the live versions of them, but in the book, you see the cutouts of the saber, and it really looks interesting. And I'm wondering if anybody might put something together that looks pretty similar to it, right? Now, if you get those pieces of, I believe they the like Oh, what do you call them? The plumbing parts, right? The rib little hose holders or hose something, right? And let me see. I don't think I have one close by right here, or do I? Do I have one close by? No, I do not have one close by. Oh, jeez. My goodness. Mundo! Mundo is bad tonight. Okay, so I don't have one close by, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. They're the little brass rib sections, right? That are short and they're for the water hose or any hose that you see fit. Um, Short plastic hoses and stuff like that. And well, you know what? I lied. I tell you what, I've got them on my chassis right here. Shit. Like I said, I'm so disorganized. So these things right here, right? So you utilize these, and when you look inside the Star Wars Encyclopedia and the cutout of the Graflex, you have these almost the same kind of concept of these right here, looking like this, right? And you see this part, and the diadium crystal has the crystal down here, and then the whole rod that goes down here into the wood, right? Now that I have not seen in any hilt yet. And I'm curious to see if anybody's going to do something like that. That would be kind of cool. Now, would that be somebody's cup of tea? And would that be somebody's perfect hilt at that point in time? Or would they be willing to part with it? Or is it going to have a special meaning in their heart for it? I'd like to see how somebody is going to pull that off. It can be done. There is great works coming around left and right with chassis. I mean, it's just phenomenal stuff that's just been coming out left and right. And I really enjoyed Cheer Fun Orbital. Tim's chassis that are coming out, and of course Benji stuff that he has. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff, right? And I know Benji's been, my prayers go out to Benji, what he's going through right now. And I know that he put it out there on Facebook and Instagram. So, Benji, if you see this, man, my prayers and condolences. My heart goes out to you, dude. And everybody's right here with you and in your time of need, dude. Mm. And but and what I find is that when you have somebody special helping you build and everything like that, if you have a partner that actually comes in and helps you build these things, or they test them with you, uh, I think those kind of hilts also have a special place in your heart, just the same, right? Makes your heart flutter just a little bit. And whether it be a personal build, but I'm looking for the personal builds at mostly that give you that special feeling. You have special feelings for hilts that you actually build for other people, but business is business, and a saber built for somebody else is completely different compared to a saber that you build for yourself or somebody within your family, that has more meaning into it, right? But a personal favorite is what we're looking at here tonight. And Jim must be kind of out out and about tonight because he ain't in here yet. But then again, it is kind of early, right? I know I started a little bit early, but we'll see how many people come in. So I know it's personal, and people get to bed late early too. So what did I just say? Bed late early? Oh my God, my brain is on. I haven't had any wine yet, so I'm working on drinking a little bit of wine here, guys. So my brain's gonna start slowing down. I'll start slow talking here, and we'll get to having a lot more fun, man. No luck with Tim. He's probably asleep, right, Albert? He's probably asleep right now. Man, I tell you. That's all right, bro. No worries, no worries. What, like I said, man, one of these days, man, I need to get you, Jeremy, and Tim all together on here on the show. I think that'd be so much fun. And I tell you what, why don't you guys think of a topic? Hit me up with the topic, man, and we'll go ahead and do that topic, dude. Oh, he's an hour ahead of us. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, right here, I mean, it's so he's 10 o'clock. Man, I don't know if he's got kids or not. Maybe he's putting kids to bed or something, or maybe he does go to bed super early, and so I don't know what his schedule is like. So I know Anthony's probably watching this right now while doing some blades. It's 11 for him. Eh, some people go to bed about 11:30, so maybe he's already preparing for bed. So it's all good. I know Anthony's probably working on some blades right now. He usually don't go to bed till like late. Plus, he's been working on the comic books too. He's got a second comic book he's working on right now, and that's pretty cool in it. So, you're still grinding in the office, dude. Bless your heart, man. I feel you. I feel you, man. Like I just got out of work at 8:30, and it takes me 30 minutes to get home. So, you know, I got about probably 5 minutes to eat, 5 minutes to see the kids, and then in here and get on, man. So let's see. I just finished a speaker upgrade on someone's GCA spot. Ooh, hey, do you get a GCS Bad X every now and then? Have people really get I wonder is it are they kind of getting like wonky every now and then, or is it just speakers going out, or they wanted the upgrades? Okay, okay. So it's the speakers they don't really care for. They're just go ahead and replace speakers. Okay, I get that. Man, my fingers are just getting slippery here. Let me get some material here that I can work with and getting to move the bullet here. Man, look at that I'm putting too much pressure on the blade here. It's not moving. It's not cutting. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. That, yeah. Okay. So they just wanted a better speaker for it. I can't blame them though, dude. I mean, you've got the best speakers on the planet, dude. You got the best speakers on the planet. I, I'm not even gonna order speakers from anywhere anymore. All my speakers are gonna just come straight from you, bro. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get some of these speakers, and I need to get quite a few though. Right now, it's just not feasible to get some, but it will. I'm working on getting a new vehicle, so yeah, my vehicle keeps breaking down, so I gotta try to see if I get something better. Mm. By this time next year, though, Bo, yeah, I think I'm gonna be saving up to get some good stuff from you. So, um, hopefully I can get some good sales too out of my clamp cards, out of my crystal holders, and all the money that I'm basically gonna get from those is just gonna go straight to hilts for my collection. Yeah. I do have some personal builds that I do know, like I said, uh, personal builds for me. Uh, Before I decide to work on anybody's hilts at all, I'm doing all my personal builds first so that my skills will be, on par when somebody asks me, "Oh, you building? Can you build me one?" And right now, people are asking me, "Can you build me one?" I said, "Well, no, I can't because right now I'm still learning and I'm not there where I should be yet." And I'm upfront with them. I tell them, I said, "Look, I said I'm still learning. My skills are not where they need to be. And if you don't buy from somebody first, yeah, I'll be happy to work on something for you. But at the moment, um, I'm gonna do work on my stuff first, and if I do work on my builds first, and I decide to let go of a few builds that I've done, then I will sell those off, and then as time progresses and more builds get better to that, then yeah, I can go ahead and I can become a little bit of an installer. And I don't think, though, I will be like out of state kind of installer because I want to try to be as local as possible. So hopefully that kind of works out a little bit. You know, I enjoy it. It's relaxing for me, and each build that I do and each build that I complete will be so much better and so much fonder for me too as well because it's and Albert, tell me if I'm not lying, dude. Each build that you do and it really completely feels like an achievement, right? Like once you get done with one, I mean, it may be just like, oh, thank God I'm done with it. But at the same time, it feels like, dude, I really achieved this. I'm there. I've done it. I finished it. And then if there's something that comes across that's a little bit more difficult and it kind of puts your skills to the test a little bit more, that makes it a little bit more challenging. It makes it feel a little bit more that once you complete it, it feels a little bit more special because of the challenge that it puts before you, right? So there's another aspect of personal sabers as well, because if it really brings out the challenge of your skills, so to speak, it's another facet of the diamond, right? What I was talking about in another podcast that or another video is that the facets of saber building, saber installing, there's so many facets to it and so many things that come around with it that it can bring the best and the worst out of things. But when you have a personal hilt, you tend to take more time with it than you do with anything else. Not only because you have the time constraints of, in a way, yes, I do enjoy being challenged. It brings a new type of fun to it, like Nick's recent Starfall Legacy. I really enjoy installing the prototype. Cool, man. I'm glad to hear that, Albert. And the more transparency that we get in seeing the challenges that come about with the builds, it, for people that are watching the videos and they're thinking to themselves like, "Oh man, that was my maybe a difficult, challenge. I can't do that. I don't want to do that." But then they say, "Well, you know, I've done so many of, let's say I've done so many Graflexes, I've done so many OBs, different styles of OBs, different styles of Graflex, the Scraplex, and it's like it's time I tried something different, right?" And you don't want to go down in stature. You want to go up. You want the difficulty factor. Look at Will Ailing, for example, man. I mean, he is just coming up with some phenomenal stuff, right? And the Michael Bear chassis that he does. I mean, the amount of detail and the amount of time that it takes for all of that detail that he does is just absolutely mind-boggling. Um, and Heshi, man, God bless Heshi. He was like, one of the three amigos, and he was the Graflex dude, right? And Harris was just phenomenal as well because you could he could channel what it took. Zep, what up, my friend? Let's see, what you gave guys the idea to start a personal saver build business, and when did you guys start it? Personal saber building business. And, well, we didn't really start it, man. I mean, a lot of people just, I mean, it's a big hobby, and some people turned it into a business, and they done actually quite well with it, right? They've done phenomenally well. It's like with anything in life, you give it a shot, you do or do not. There is no try. I wholeheartedly believe that, man. And I got Yoda right behind me too. You know. Yeah, I'll try anything. Amen, dude. I mean, I tell you what, Albert, here's my inspiration, dude. Little gumball machine, right? Here's my inspiration along with R2, but
May the force be with you.
right?
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
So Yoda might be my new co-pilot, right? I might have to drop R2 for a little while until I get a new R2, and then, but I've got Yoda with me, so Yoda's gonna be my new co-pilot for a little bit. But yeah, man, try anything once, right? And if it goes good, and that's right, Yoda's the official mascot. Chuck, what up, my friend? How accurate the voice is? Oh yeah, it's pretty accurate, man. Pretty accurate. And not bad for a gumball machine, right? This thing pops out little gumballs right there. But I took out the gumballs. I don't need it. I just need the words of inspiration. Would it be badass though? Would it be badass if his hands could move and hold like a little mini saber across there? That would be like really super badass, right? Now that would be my personal favorite, like little figurine right there with the personal saber. That would be badass. That would be badass. Man, I'm gonna grab me some wine real quick, guys. I'm gonna pop the cork here for a second, do a little pour, and it's a Mundo Monday, my friends. Mundo Madness Monday. It's been a mad day, man. But and the personal builds, like I said, they hold a special place in everybody's heart. Chuck, what is your personal favorite hilt, man? What gets your heart going, dude? Cheers, Albert. Um, what gets your heart going, Chuck? That's tonight's um discussion. Is that you know everybody has one particular hilt in their collection that really drives them crazy. I mean, every time they put it in their hand, it just feels more different than any other hilt that you hold, right? It feels good. It feels right. It is the perfect hilt, one that you're never going to get rid of out of your collection. You may sell your whole collection, but there's going to be one that you will never touch out of your collection and get rid of. It's just going to stay with you to the day you die. Maybe you pass it on to your kids when you die. And I think, like I was talking about Harris, right? Harris passed on. He bought himself a Graflex with a Michael Bear uh, chassis in it, right? And he put that thing all together himself, and you know, that was going to be his baby till the day he dies. And he's had some pretty good other stuff. What's your favorite saber color? Well, I'm kind of torn between the blue and the green, right? Um, Blue and green, and I honestly, I have a thing for yellow blades as well, my friend, because blue, green, and yellow, I am really fond of those colors of blades. Um, Especially if it is the right gold yellow color, just like rays, right? But it's not, and the gold or the yellow saber is not because of ray in itself. It is not greenish yellow. I would say green. If I was to do a greenish yellow, I don't know. I mean, I like the Qui-Gon green a lot, right? I really do enjoy the Qui-Gon green a lot. Um, and of course Luke had that green as well, right? then and Yoda as well. So you have three great masters that actually had the green, and then of course Anakin had the blue, Luke had the blue, and there's a few other masters that have the blue, right? Baby poop green. Cincy. Oh shit. Oh my god, that's just like peas. Oh man. Now we're talking pukey green. No. See, if we were gonna go that route, that would be like a Godzilla green, right? That would be like a Godzilla green, dude. An acidy yellow green. That's Godzilla's green, man. That's almost like you're going back towards a Sith, right? Once you start pulling back from that dark green and you get light green, now you're heading into trouble. You're heading into real trouble. No, you are going to suffer. Suffering leads to pain. Pain leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Oh my god. I'm even getting the quote wrong. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Oh man, I need to watch Star Wars again. I'm telling you, I'm getting all the quotes wrong. I am getting all the quotes wrong. That's why, see, that's why I leave it to the experts. Gotta leave it to the experts, people. I'm telling you. Hopper goes, takes me back. That is said. So I wonder how many. Actually, I wonder how many people have their personal hilt, a Qui Gon as a personal hilt, and I'm probably thinking maybe very very few, right? It would have to be, and I'm not sure. It would it be the first rendition of the Qui Gon, or it'd be the second rendition of Qui Gon's, right? Just because I mean it's a little different, but Qui Gon's hilt is pretty nice. I really enjoy the grooves on there. But I don't see too many people really, really, really falling in love with the Qui Gon. I enjoy it, and I would love to have it in my collection. And then one day I will acquire it in my collection. But as I said, I'm not sure about anybody else as far as having that particular hilt as the one that really kind of flutters their heart that much. And especially if they actually did do if they wired it if they installed it themselves or somewhat, right? I'm gonna head out, bro. I'll hit you up so we can plan something out with Tim, Jeremy, and Benji. Oh dude, thanks Albert, man. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciate, much love, bro. Thanks a lot, man. Zeppelin! Let's see, blade tubes. Let's see, what do you say? Blade tubes. What do you think is the best one? White ones or clear ones or maybe colored ones? Well, Zeppelin, that depends, man. That that depends on your preference, okay? What you are in the mood for, what you're kind of going for, and also what um there's a lot of factors involved. So, let's say you want to go for the wow factor, you're going to a con, right? And you want to have a certain color. Certain colored blades, red can bring out, the blues and the greens to make even more different colors, like the amber colors and so forth, right? As a matter of fact, if you go on Civilized Sabers and you see Anthony's videos on a lot of the enhanced colored blades, he shows you all these different colors of blades that come out with the red blade, with the blue blade, with the green blade. Absolutely phenomenal, man. So it's you're when you're going for preference in terms of colors, you can have a very large spectrum of colors if you go for a clear blade And then also if you have one that is the white one, so each one of those has different factors that go into what you're trying to achieve for your blades, right? And especially when it comes to blade styles, each one of those blades will bring you something different. So if you're looking for the difference in these blades, in the coloring of your blades, then in all reality, I would invest in one of each so that you can determine which one that you want for a con, which one you want just to kind of show off to friends, and one that you can play around with, right? So, or you could take two to cons, or vice versa. I mean, there's just so many factors with all of these different blades that you can do. It doesn't really matter. So it's all a personal preference. But my personal preference and my recommendation, I would get one of each. Um, for me personally, I have one of each. I have a clear blade, right? If you give me just a second, right? Here's a clear tube right here, and this is just for an in-hilt LED. If you excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean moving around too much, but uh, yeah. So this is just an empty tube, no LEDs in it, right? Just a clear tube. But this is the clear tube, and if I wanted to, I could put LEDs in here, right? So look, look, Albert. When you watch this later, I'm gonna use your hilt as an example, bro. Okay. So here, right, I've got a red blade, right? This is an in-hilt LED. This is a clear blade, no LEDs inside of it, no foam inside of it, no nothing, right? Now, if I was to change this out and have, the LEDs in it with the foam and everything like that, it would still kind of look like that, but you'll see it scroll up, right? You'll see it all scroll up and scroll down. And there possibly could be in the hilt here, because it'd be a clear blade, depending on how well I built the blade on the inside, then if there's no corn cobbing on the LEDs in here, then you'll see a full blade all the way through, right? From tip to end, all the way through with little to no shadowing and even blade lit, right? Okay. Now, if I was to go to, and I have a red blade, I have a red blade myself, right? Anthony was gracious enough to send me a red blade, a red enhanced blade. So not only does it enhance the reds, but it enhances other colors as well to make some other different colors look awesome, especially the amber color, right? And the orange looking color, the orangish color. It really makes it pop out with the orange. So it looks really good. Um, and hey, Rich, hello, my friend, my brother. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, man, Zeppelin. Really, thank you for that great question, dude. And as I said again, it is a personal preference. But my personal preference, I would invest in one of each, dude, so that you can really get an idea of what you're trying to achieve in a certain scenario, going to a con, going to a party, maybe going to a Halloween party, so you can know which blade to take at which time, right? And play around with them. That's all you really need to do. Hey, dude, X49, man, you're not late, dude. It's all good. No worries, man. Blazing path to enlightenment and learning. Oh, hey, thank you, Mama. Man, we got everybody here. Felicia's in the house. Felicia. So yeah, that's such a great question, though, man. Hey, Rich, wanted to ask you, and tonight's topic: which hilt is like closest to your heart that you have? Since he said he has the scrap flex right now, right? And and again, I've told y'all that my memory hilt is the one that's closest to my heart. I'm either gonna get buried with this, or hopefully one of my children will hold on to it till they die, because this is such a great meaning to me. This will never leave my collection, ever, ever. So that to me, mahalo, man, mahalo. um, so I don't know, like, let's see. I think the one I can't quit. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Rich. Is the one that you can't really put down. That one that really, really, every time you pick it up, it just does something to you. Like, you just gotta have it close by. Your first TCSS thin neck. Okay. See, it's just not a thing that too much, but it's close by, right? It's close. But yeah, man, this is my first TCSS one, and I tell you what, this is the one closest to my heart, so it's never going to go away, right? Um, I tell you, the Evo Flex is kind of second, right? But um, I took that to Galaxy's Edge and the Star Cruiser. Oh man, thank you for the pics that you send to show everybody, Rich, because I really enjoyed those. I wish I could have gone. Unfortunately, funds. I've got to try to concentrate on getting a new truck, a new vehicle, man. Mine keeps breaking down. So I got to keep trying to fix it and get something new. It's in the works, though. It's in the works. And when I do, though, when I do, I should have some money to get things going and moving and all of that good stuff. The future's gonna look bright, man. The future's gonna look really bright. And of course, um, I've also got. Well, I have to tell you, and even though I said that the EvoFlex was second, when in the near future it is going to be actually third. And let me tell you the reason why. Okay, I commissioned Anthony for a Graflex, and Anthony and Jedi Arms Dealer are working on that together. Heshi was going to work on it, and of course, we lost Harris, and so this Graflex that's coming. I mean, it's still in the works right now, but the Graflex that is coming from Anthony and Jedi Arms Dealer will be actually on par with the Memory Hill. Okay, they will be twins. To me, they will be twin sabers that will never leave my collection ever at all. So I may decide to be buried with them. I don't know yet. Um, you know, I don't know yet. But at the moment that those two hilts are going to be a long time in collection and will never be touched by outside of the collection. They will be featured on the show quite a bit, but they will not be outside of the collection ever, ever. I may sell off everything else, but you know, but those three. Yeah, I know. The Evil Flex I'm pretty fond of too. It's like um oh yeah, I know, right? Right, Felicia? It's going to be amazing. Um it's going to be very special when I get it, man. I almost don't want to even turn it on when I get it. But I know I need to. I know I need to. So, yeah, it's going to be very amazing. I'm super excited for when I get it. Mm. So, X49, do you have a special saber that have you haven't really built one, right? Yet, or have you? Another question, what about blade length? What are your opinions on? I think a longer blade is cooler. What no, okay. Let me tell you, blade length depends on your height. Okay. I don't know how tall you are. If you're short like me, I'm 5'5". So the ideal length of blade for me is a 28-inch blade. It is long enough, and but it is not too short. Okay, so the blade length, it depends on the height of you, what your height is. Okay, so if you're taller than 5'5" and whatever else, oh, you're 6'2". Okay, you're 6'2", then a 36-inch blade would fit you perfectly, I think. Right? In my opinion, I don't know what anybody else's opinion would say, but the longest blade, I believe, is the 36. I think that's the longest that they've come, and it is pretty long. Okay, so if you find that a 36-inch is too long, well, they may send you a 40-inch blade, but the 40-inch blade you need to bring it down because you really don't want too much. You really wouldn't want more than a 36, and 36 is quite large, right? So if you're 6'2", then yeah, man, I would probably say a 36-inch blade might fit you pretty good. Okay. Oh, you're 6 feet. Okay. So maybe bring it down to 34. Okay. Try a 34, and this is just my opinion, and it's up to you. But what you can do is you can get a 40-inch blade, cut it down to a 36 if you're going to build your own blade. If you're not going to build your own blade, then have somebody build your blade, right? And try that. And if it feels too long, then you know that you need to cut it back a little bit, right? I feel comfortable with a larger hilt. Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same way. I'm short, but my hands are big. So a bigger hilt, you know, a bigger hilt feels good in the hands, right? Titan says that I love a 32-inch, and I find a 36-inch wobbles when it gets hit. Yeah, Titan, I have to tend to agree with you a little bit, right? Rich says I gotta head out for a bit. Now catch the replay. Night all. Hey, Rich, you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate it. Much love, my friend. Say hi to the kids and the woman. I love it. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, dude. Uh, some great pics that you had the other day on Instagram and um do. And I just the Christmas pics were good, dude. Love it, love it, love it. And oh, wait a minute. Was it the great shoot? Too many things. My brain's going, man. It's getting late. uh You know what I mean, Rich? All the pics that you said, dude. My brain is going too fast. Okay, so hey, ton of Sabers! How much? What up, buddy? I'm glad you made it, dude. I'm glad you made it, man. You know, earlier in the show, I was talking about you, dude. I was talking about you and the um your hilt that you just did and the video that you just put up, right? So I was telling everybody how you were explaining that that's your favorite personal hilt, right? And that's, I tell you what, you're the one that made this show possible tonight, man. Well, it's all this show's all about you, man. This show's your baby tonight, dude. Yeah, man. It's burning another bowl now. Wish I could pass. Oh wow. By far, yeah, and that's why when we were talking about when we're texting about it, dude. No, bro, no, man. It's all much love to you because um tonight's topic is about personal love, personal Sabers love. Okay, and believe me, I was struggling to find the topic for tonight because so many things are going on. Like explaining earlier, that my truck keeps breaking down, so I'm in the middle of trying to see if I can get a new one. So, um, but in the midst of all that, when we were texting about your Saber, and I saw your video, I said like, damn, there's my topic right there. It is the love of a personal Saber, whether installed by themselves or by somebody else, you know, made by somebody personally instead of a company made type Saber, right? Yeah, it sucks, dude. And it happens though, It happens, man. You just move on with it. You go with the flow, dude. That's all it is. I'm gonna get some more wine. Sorry, guys. Um, you know, uh, so you got to go with the flow, right? But that's what tonight's topic is about, man. Is that the love for a personal saber, whether if it's made by somebody specifically or you make it yourself, right? Not and we're not talking about like all the type of different sabers that come out from companies that you can just mix, match, or pick out parts here and there. Something that somebody built, or yeah, you can have a personal and hilt that comes from a company, but I don't think it can be as good as one that somebody has built, like you had, right? Right, bro? So, um, what I'm that's what I'm trying to get the audience to come in and talk to me about, and what their love, what their personal hilt love is, right? So we know what yours is because of the video that you produced. But I haven't seen anybody that has so much love for Qui-Gon. I haven't seen anybody have so much love for maybe any of the other characters out there. Not even a race. I don't think I've ever seen somebody have such uh Jesus juice, Jay. Jesus juice, yes, man. The water was turned into wine, my friend. What about saber brightness? Does that matter? Because I think brighter equals cooler. Well, again, man, Zep, it's a personal preference. Again, okay. And I'm going to use this hilt as an example. This is an in-hilt LED, right? It's all red, right? And it's pretty bright. I mean, it's bright, okay? But from the bottom, and it goes all the way up. But as you can see, it loses the brightness a little bit. I mean, it's fully lit all up, right? Because I mean, I did this the right way. But there's some imperfections in here. You can't see it, and it's like super bright right here. And as you if you look closely though, and I tell you, because the video doesn't do any justice to it. The camera doesn't do any justice. If you look at it in person, and you can see from here, the brightness, most of the brightness is from here, and then as you go down the tube, right, it gets a little bit dimmer. So if you were to look, let me see if I can do this without hitting anything. But if you look correctly, you can see right here that the brightness is way more than way up here. And like I said, this and there goes my box. This is just an in-hilt LED. So this has you can't compare this with the LED strips, right? You can't compare the LED strips because the in-hilt LED blades and the strips blades are a whole different beast. Yes, they are lit differently. Let me see if I can pull. I don't have any working sabers at the moment, so please forgive me. But see, here's a white out blade, right? And if I had a working saber right now, I tell you, this would light up super bright as well because Anthony. makes the brightest blades on the planet, man. I tell you, he is just a genius when it comes to this, and he makes he can fit almost, I mean, he fits like 500 LEDs in a blade, dude. It's unheard of. The Pentastar, right? 500 blades, 500 LEDs in a blade, man. Brightest blades on the planet, dude. Um, but I tell you, each blade is different, and depending on the LEDs that you get from different companies, you can go on Amazon and get some LEDs for $30 each, right? You get two, you spend $60 for the LEDs on the blades, and I tell you what, you know, they may be great for a little bit, they may be good, but if you go to Adafruit, right? Adafruit has they're $120 for two strips, man. But Adafruit has some of the best LEDs too, and the best LEDs really work well. They're really great quality LEDs. Now they're getting even better quality and slimmer. Um, I believe. Oh man, I forgot I think these are the 1228 2B, right? Or B12, whatever they are. I forgot the number of the strips here, but these are the bigger strips. But now they're having the skinny strips that can fit into these blades, and they look a lot better and a lot cooler and even a lot brighter, right? But I think Adafruit has the skinny strips that are 30. I think they're 35 35s, and that's what Anthony uses. So they're insanely bright, they're insanely skinny, and it's gonna make your blade look a whole lot cooler, right? Oh, and sound, I can agree with that. And again, your blades, depending on what it's all a matter of personal preference, dude. And I can't tell you to go one way or the other. Those are things that you're gonna have to kind of figure out for yourself. I mean, for me, I love the in-hilt as as a dueling saber, not for anything else. Because I tell you, an in-held LED is great for dueling sabers, and that's all they're good for. Um, the appearance to them is moderate at best, right? Now, if you're going to a con, you want your LEDs lit all the way to the top. You want the best color that you can get. You want to change your colors at any given moment. 28 millimeter speakers all the way. Yes, absolutely, dude. As a matter of fact, T, you Albert was on here just a while ago. He had to go, so he was on here just a while ago, and we were talking about his speakers as well. It's funny that you brought that up. And I was telling him, I said, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna order speakers from anywhere else in the world, dude. I'm just gonna keep ordering speakers from him because, man, I don't know where he gets them from, but or if he makes them, shoot, man. But Jesus, they sound phenomenally great, right? I mean, just phenomenal. Now, I tell you, I've ordered some of the 3 watt 4 ohm or the 2 ohm 4 watt that he has from different, and I can't believe it. It just they I got one from Amazon and one from him, and the comparison from the two are totally different. You can really tell the difference in the sound quality. Unreal, unreal, man. So, and then of course he did that video on the sound testing with his speakers. So, for those of you who are really interested in speakers as well, go to Smuggler's Outpost, and Albert does a great video for speakers. Where he compares different speakers from different places and their outputs and everything like that. And he has a little device that measures the sounds. And if you watch that, I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed because once you hear the quality of the speakers, it really makes a difference. And it'll make a world of difference in your own hilt as well, right? So go to Smugglers and check out Albert's video on speakers. And I tell you what, you won't be disappointed, man. It's really great. So Zep, again, man, another great question. Thank you so much for your questions too. I really enjoy when people have so many questions and we have this discussion. Um, Again, I love it when people have questions because then we can really get into some serious discussion on things. And it really makes it fun for people to be here to get some knowledge, to get some understanding, to get to know the world and have a really good time doing it, right? As I said before, I love sitting here like we're sitting across from the table, talking sabers, talking about anything, leaving the problems of the world behind. So it really has a special place in my heart when people come on here, and I have to thank everybody that comes on here. I should have asked while he was here. Does anyone know if Albert is still working on that 30 millimeter? I think he is, Cinzy. I think it's in the works, dude. From what I understand, he hasn't got it out yet, but you know he's working on a new chassis too. So he's hinting on this new chassis that he's been working on. Um, and I've seen some videos of the hint, the hinting. But the 30 millimeter speaker, oh, that's going to be a new beast in itself, right? 30 millimeter speaker, Jesus. Are we going to start getting like? I thought the 28 millimeter was going to be good. Well, shit, if it's a 30 millimeter, that beast is going to be kicking, dude. You better be prepared to have some earplugs or something with that beast. I think that thing's going to blow people's ears, man. Mm. It's gonna blow everybody's mind, dude. But yeah. So Cindy and Tiana, we know what your personal favorite hilts and love is, right? So Cindy said he loves the scrap flex. Tiano has what was Dipa's? Oh man, I am so sorry, dude. I forgot what the hilt name was. Let's see. My craft flex is begging me for one. Cincy. So, the love of the personal hilts. I have not seen anybody even tonight, and I don't know. I mean, I could. I have a feeling, and I am not certain, but with Megtooth, I think the cross guard is Megtooth's kind of go-to favorite. The Kylo Ren. I think that's his like personal favorite, right? And I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but his real love I think is that Mako one that he I think his personal one that he really absolutely loves is the Mako one that he did, and the second comes in as the Kylo Ren. I think those are his like two ultimate favorite hilts. Now I'm not sure because he's not here and I can't speak for him, but if he was on here, yeah, I think he would kind of agree. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll put it in the comments later. So much love to Megtooth Sabers, right? Because I know that he does some wonderful, wonderful work too installing sabers, and I agree that um, you know uh, he's he really is fond of the Kylo Ren, but I think that Mako that he's done here and there that he's shown quite a bit. Rudy, what up, my friend, my neighbor, my buddy? Love, man, much love. Thanks for being here, dude. Actually, I thought you were asleep already, dude. I'm glad you showed up though, dude. It's all good, man. I appreciate it, dude. Much love, dude. Rudy's my boy, dude. Rudy's my guy, man. Uh, so I tell you, I have not seen anybody really, and too many people give justice to a Qui-Gon. I mean, everybody likes a Qui-Gon, but I've not seen anybody really say that it's their personal favorite, right? There's also some very much other hilts, especially like, if you give me just a second, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring out the lightsaber book hilt, right? And I'm going to start now. Vader's. I don't know how many people have actually had Vaders that are their personal hilts. And the Nihilus, that's another beast in itself, right? So we're going to kind of get into some of these sabers in here. And I tell you now, I don't know if, oh man. Now I know for sure there's not a whole lot of love, too much. Everybody likes, but there's not enough love for Ray Saber, right? Now, Ahsoka Tano sabers. Now, I have not seen anybody yet with these as a personal sabers love for these either, right? Yeah, I think lots of people have a fave custom and a fave movie or a canon hilt. Yeah, I agree with that, right? Now, I would say, the love for these hilts is awesome, but the as far as it making their heart flutter for their ultimate favorite hill, no. You know what I mean? It's not something that moves them to the point where they're never gonna part with it. And that's what tonight's theme is about. Is to make I want to get into it to where people have that one particular hill that they're never gonna get rid of or even sell or even think of selling it, right? I mean, this is like your baby type hilt. I love my Savage Press double bladed saber. Yeah, that's a good hilt, dude. It's a good hilt. And I think it's in here. It's in the book, I believe it is. Now I wonder how many people actually have loved the Anakin Skywalkers. It's a good hilt. It's a good hilt. But I haven't seen the love that it actually kind of deserves before it becomes the Vader hilt, right? Now, I would love to acquire the Anakin hilt as well. You know, how many people also, let's get into this as well. How many people can get into and get into a saber of an evolution saber, right? So you have Anakin saber, and then it becomes Darth Vader saber. Then it becomes Luke's saber, and then it becomes Rey's saber. So you have an evolutionary saber, correct? If I may, is that this particular saber, okay? I'm gonna put it right here, right where everybody can see it, right? So you got the Anakin saber right here, and I don't know how many people would have so much love that this is their baby saber, basically, that they'll never get rid of. I don't think that this kind of hill would be one in their particular collection. I mean, they'll have it, but I don't think they will have that much love for it. They'll have love, but not to the point where it's going to be not sold, right? And so if need be, they're going to have to part with it. They could be on their deathbed and they'll still part with it. They'll part with it. But I'm talking about the hills that now you want to be buried with, right? Um, So it's a good hilt and it's an evolutionary hilt. There's very few in four hilts that I've seen that are actually evolutionary hilts. And honestly, Anakin's is pretty much, I think, one of the very few that is such an evolutionary hilt that it can be like a god hilt almost. I mean, it's passed through so many, right? Now, of course, Bear Sophie. Yeah, I don't see somebody unless maybe some women Jedi. Maybe that might be their love, their personal hilt that they absolutely love, and they're not get rid of it, right? But yeah, I don't see too much love for it, and Sindralig as well. You know, a lot of these different the Dipabeloa. I mean, now that is a hill right there for ages, right? Right, T. Gunji. I don't know about Gunjis, right? Gunji might be a good one, but how many people that it would actually have that much love for? You know, I guess it would depend on how much you love the Wookiees. If you're such a Wookiee fan, you may have it as your personal favorite, right? I don't see too many people having that much love for a Wookiee saber compared to other sabers. So, I mean, and if you're a Sith lover, of course you're gonna love either the Nihilus. As a matter of fact, you know what I'd like to see, and eventually I'm hoping that Disney will kind of come through with this, is the Darth Nihilus movie, right? If we've had so many movies or many shows. I would love to see a Darth Nihilus movie come in for like a Halloween type movie of Star Wars. Simply because Darth Nihilus was like the vampire of the Sith, right? He was so strong that he could suck out the life force and the force out of Jedi's, out of Sith. It didn't matter. He was kind of like a vampire. He could suck it out of anybody. So to me, I think that would be a freaking awesome, awesome movie if Disney were to go with this movie and show Darth Nihilus kind of like in a vampiric way, and have it as like a dark movie the whole way through, kind of like Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings, so to speak, right? I think that would be awesome. I think that would be freaking awesome. But then, of course, where is this video going to end up? I'm pretty sure that Disney will never see this, and they'll never think of that. I guarantee you, unless somebody pitches it to them from this video. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that. Now, Luke's video. Okay, so Luke's hilt, right? In Empire Strikes Back, right? Luke's hilt. Ooh, sorry about the lights, guys. I'm trying to not blind you guys, so I apologize for that. Chet, what up, my friend? I'm glad you made it, bro. I'm super. Oh my god, it's been over an hour already. Jeez, it's been so much fun, man. So much fun. Okay, Chet. So you seen tonight's video? The title, right? What hilt do you have that floats your boat, dude? What hilt in your collection that is your personal favorite that you, no matter what, you're never gonna part with? That's what tonight's discussion is about. Since you came in just now, and I want to hear what your thoughts are on what hilt that you have that really floats your boat so much that you can't put it down. Well, you can put it down, but most of the time it's your go-to. Like you're never you'll always pick it up no matter what. You can play with all the ones that you have, but you're always going to go back to this particular one. Now, and in this particular saber, is it a built one from a factory, or is it one that is personally made from another fellow saber enthusiast? Okay. So Zep says, what about saber weight? Does a lighter or a heavier saber matter in anything? Again, it's a personal preference, dude. If you're comfortable with a heavy hilt, then it's all you. It's what matters most to you. If you're comfortable with a lighter hilt, then that's what's for you. So weigh your options, man, and weigh the hilts, okay? What feels comfortable to you may be a little bit heavier or lighter to somebody else. So in other words, in my personal opinion and not anybody else's, okay, the best advice that I can give you is weigh the hilts, weigh the options. If you're going to a con, if you want that heavier hilt to go with you because it looks cooler, then be prepared to have that weight with you. Now, if you're going to the con, you're walking all day and you're like, damn, this thing's getting heavy, even on my hip. You want the lighter saber because it's the lighter, then go with the lighter, dude. So it goes all to personal preference, okay? Um, what feels comfortable to you may not be comfortable to somebody else. And again, like I said, this is my personal preference. Don't ever compare yourself to anybody else. Okay? You want to do what's best, what feels more comfortable to you. You want that hilt that feels the right weight to you. You want the hilt that feels most comfortable to you because to me, my personal opinion, not anybody else's, and maybe some people agree with me and some people won't. Again, it implies that when you know that that's the right hilt for you, you'll feel it, whether it be heavy, whether it be light, whether it be in between. You'll know, dude. You'll know when you feel it, when it's right. Chess's personal favorite is kind of funny. It's a one replica is Luke Hero from 2014. Not accurate, but it's my first empty and still haven't installed it. Don't ask me why I'm lagging on it. I'm a thin neck fan. Okay. See, Chet, that's hey, it's all good, man. It's all love, man. And that's the thing. That's what I'm getting at tonight, dude. Is everybody knows, right? And I mentioned it quite a bit that the memory hilt right here is my go-to saver. I mean, no matter how many hilts that I have, um, this thing holds a special place in my heart because one, it has my friend's voice on it, my best friend's voice, and two, I I personally installed it myself, right? Of course, it's not working at the moment because of the board. I need to redo the board, but um, at the same time, this hill has that much of a special meaning to me. For one, I will either be buried with it, I haven't decided yet, or I will give it to a child of mine that I know will not get rid of it, okay? And even when I die, I know that maybe it will be safe. Then again, I may give it to my best friend's son. So there's a lot of things to consider, right? And he's still young enough. I mean, he's still young enough where if I pass away, it may be handed down to him because of his death. So there's a lot of things and a lot of factors involved with that. Um, but it's such a personal meaning into my heart, and because yeah, it's got pieces. It's a TCSS build, but it is such a special piece in my heart that it is a personal build and has so much meaning to it. And that's the basis for tonight's. And then I keep mentioning it because as people come in, they're gonna find out, what tonight's video is all about. And I encourage, new people to come in and listen. And again, Zep, I'm super grateful for all your questions. And please, please, from the bottom of my heart, do not think that any of these questions are stupid or they're not relevant or they're not, or that you're being a pill asking them. This is what we have love for. We have love for lightsabers. We have love for the community and we have love for the people that come in. And my personal feelings is I want you to sit across the table from me, have a good drink in your hand. Let's talk some sabers. Ask as many questions as you can, as you want to. It doesn't matter to me, in my opinion. There is no such thing as a stupid question unless you ask the same question 100 times, right? Then I'll tell you, okay, go watch this video. But at the same time, like I said, I'm happy to help in any small way I can because the community is such a great community, and you can find so much great information everywhere you look within this community, whether it be from me or anybody else who has more knowledge than I am. And I have such a small amount of knowledge, and I'm giving you personal preferences of what I've seen, what I've been through, what I've done in terms of personal things, right? Uh, yeah, absolutely, T. I'm glad and T agrees with me. I mean, I hope everybody agrees with me as well, and I'm glad they do because we all feel the same way. We want to help everybody and anybody who comes into this hobby to have as much love and a great experience as we've had, right? And to keep going through this hobby as long as you possibly can. And I mean, you may not have the amount of funds that anybody else does. So don't ever compare yourself either to somebody else. I may not have any funds compared to some of these other builders, and it doesn't matter because you take your time, you save up your money, you get your pieces, and you build it a little bit at a time. But you know what? Slowly but surely wins the race. I guarantee you that you will be much happier that way, and you will have much more meaning into the hobby and in more meaning into the builds that you do when you're not worried about so many things. Okay. Um, Chet says, your memory saber is awesome and may turn into one of your hilts that'll always have room for improvement and will be reinstalled a few times. That would be a bad thing. I don't think I'll reinstall it too many times, Chet. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. I don't think I'll ever put a profi into it, right? But I am working on to see about a better chassis system for it right now because I'm not too fond of all the wiring that goes like this, but the way I designed it is kind of so weird that I have to. And because here's the rice port, and then here is the recharge port. And I redid my clamp card. As you can see, I redid my clamp card to make it look a little bit better, right? And I've got the brass accent tape right here that I got from Albert. So, I got to thank Albert for sending me this sample because, man, I improved it a little bit more. And it also goes on to, uh, okay, right here, right? So, man, so if you can see, I don't want the wires touching too much because the battery is in this part of the hill, right? And I've got Albert speaker in here. So, if I can just kind of do it this way a little bit without really touching the battery hilts, right? The battery terminals, so I don't set off that PCB part of it. But yeah, man, it just when it's together, it is phenomenal. It really feels good in my hand. The weight feels fantastic. I can spin it a little bit without worry, without dropping it. I don't spin it too much though. I just spin it a little bit, right? But it is such a great hilt that the weight of it is actually perfect for me. So, Zep, if that makes any sense to you, um, you know, you can have one particular hilt like Chet was telling me that you can improve on. And if you have that one particular hilt that really makes your heart go a flutter, and you're going to keep it in your collection forever and ever, amen. I tell you, there's nothing in this world that is going to stop you from improving it, but making it sound better, making it maybe a lot less wiry. That's what I'm trying to do with this one, man. I'm trying to figure out how I can have less wires in there and make it a lot cleaner build, right? Um, but again, I said because the rib section in here, and I tell you, uh, when I started my journey on the memory hill, where did I put it? And I was emailing some installers. I was emailing people about and I was emailing people for the chassis for the rib part to print me out a chassis, right? And I was telling people, how can I fit that chassis into the rib section? Can you print me a small amount of stuff into the rib section for me? I must have probably let's see. Zep says, thanks T. Um, I've seen some blades that have like metal things that go over the blade tubes. What exactly are those? Is that mostly for looks? Oh, okay. So you're talking about what you're talking about the claws that go around the blade hilt, right? So the blade goes down in, and they kind of cover the blades a little bit, right? So those claws, I mean, it's a look thing, dude. And again, it's not a necessity, but again, it's personal preference. Whether you want it to be a Sith hilt, whether you want it to be a Jedi hilt, okay? Everything that you're asking goes back to personal preference. Whether you're looking for mostly Sith or mostly Jedi hilt, and that you have to decide for yourself. Ask yourself some questions, your basic questions on, and it depends. If it looks cool, hey, if it looks cool, go with it, dude. If it doesn't, oh well. And here's the thing, man. What what makes you happy is what matters most on that hill. It doesn't matter who the fuck likes it. If they don't like it, it does not matter. If they look at it and they tell you that's badass, oh what that's awesome, dude. Now if they look at it and they tell you, oh dude, I don't like it. Well, you know what? It's not for them. It's what you like. And don't ever be discouraged if somebody tells you that that hilt sucks or whatever, Don't, hey Rich, let me know how I can help with the chassis. Yeah, man. Um I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out if it's possible to actually do to actually kind of lessen the wiring in here, like have like maybe a secondary chassis into it, like Albert's chassis. And I told you, Albert's chassis right here fits perfectly into the rib section, right? The board fits perfect. The wires fit perfect, and I mean it just needs a little bit of spacer so that it doesn't move around. But yeah, dude, it just absolutely phenomenal. When I was having and Rich, this was before I knew you, man. This was really before I knew you. Um, I must have emailed like 4 or 5 installers and people and said, hey. And when I got a hold of Albert, Albert like said, yeah, dude, send me you know send me some numbers on the depth and everything in that rib section, and I could probably get it. And he nailed it, dude. I mean, there's probably about that much room from beginning to end with it, and it don't move in there once I get it wired in right now. But I particularly don't like all of the wires that are in the back half of the section. All the wires are up in this section right here. And what I'd like to do is kind of get rid of the wiring so much where maybe I can put like a pin section here and a pin section in the back end of it, so that when I put the back end of it, it all turns out like badass, right? So I'm kind of thinking of something like that. So we'll see how it works out. Rich, maybe when you come to Corpus or something, you can kind of we can get together and look at it that way. If I don't already kind of come up with something, right? And we'll kind of work on something like that, dude. I will rebuild in the image chase builder and come up with something. Oh, okay. Well, just to kind of know, I'll send you a pic on how I kind of set it up, so to speak, in the builder when the builder first came out. I think I've got a couple of pics on how I had it, how it kind of looks. Good night, babe. Love you. And so I'll kind of send you those pics so you can kind of see what my thought process were. But yeah, it's kind of weird and it's kind of hard because having these right here, it really interferes with anything else going in there unless there is probably a little groove that can go through there. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a challenge in itself right there. Um, that would be like the biggest thing right there, right? Because it has a 26650 battery. So, um, yeah, I have the big battery because I want it to last a good while when I'm messing with it, right? Um, and I'm probably gonna put some more fonts on there. I think I have probably maybe 10 fonts at the most. But oh, I got some great fonts also from BK Sabers, and I really want to put some more fonts from BK on there. So I took a screenshot of the build. Is that a 3/8 section? Yeah, it's the rib section from MHS, right? Uh, Actually, if you look at it, it's the rib section with the thin neck part, um, or the rib section and the part that goes with the rib section. I'll send you the pics. I'll show you which ones they are later on, dude. So that way you can see. And then the emitter itself, how I kind of designed it. And it's weird because I had the recharge port right here. They were supposed to be at an angle, but they came straight out almost. They're not quite an angle, but oh well, you know. That's the way the TCS did it. I wanted them at an angle, but I guess it wasn't too feasible. So it's not bad though. It's not bad. It's what I wanted to do because when I was per, trying to come up with this concept, I was thinking of in between an Obi-Wan, right? An Obi-Wan and a Graphics at the same time, so to speak. Send me a pic of the inside so I see how much space inside with the rice and okay. I don't know if I can reproduce it in the builder again, but I will try and see how that kind of works out. Um, but yeah, I'll send you some pics on the insides and stuff. See, do you want me to take everything apart again so you can see everything how it kind of looks on the inside here, right? And I'll send you pics and stuff like that, and let me know how much. No, of the hill. Oh, okay, okay, of the hill. All right. So, again, man, jeez, yeah. So going back to the topic at hand, right? The love for personal savers, and we're actually Rich and I are actually working on my personal saver right now, though, in talks. Gotta love it. So, and see, Obi-Wan's. So you kind of see where I get the inspiration a little bit. Oh, man, I hate that light, but look. So you kind of see right here, right? How Obi-Wan's inspiration kind of took place, right? Is kind of like an Obi-Wan. with a little bit of Luke's hilt, different, so to speak, right? And then you'll see that part uh, and then this part right here, right? So you see, not exactly quite the same, but it's almost not quite identical, but a little different, right? So I was kind of going in a little bit in between that, and I didn't want to have like so much of that, but part of that. Um, and then again, how it, and I actually don't even see any love for Palm Krell's hill either, right? Everybody know who Palm Krell is, right? Of course, if you've seen, okay, so here's the Qui-Gon, right? Here's the Qui-Gon hill. So again, I've never seen so many people and hardly any people really have that Qui-Gon hilt as a personal love hilt. Not seeing any true love for it. I mean, it's a great hilt. I love all the curves. I love the way it's designed. Especially the emitter part of it. I think the emitter part is phenomenal. And I kind of took cues. I kind of took cues for that for um for the balance hilt, right? And again, I went back to this particular hilt and the balance right here because it has the Qui-Gon almost type emitter, right? Has the Qui-Gon emitter, but I went ahead and put the extra emitter on it for a special kind of look. And this is my father's memory hilt, mind you, right? And Rich kind of helped, and other people kind of helped me name this hilt, which is called the balance because of my father. A great man that he was such an amazing guy that so many facets to him that you know forgive me guys, I'm kind of missing him a little bit. I apologize for coming out of the picture a bit, but I'm gonna put the balance back up, and so you can still see it right up here, right? Later on, you'll all be able to see all of the hilts up here. Once I make some more improvements, it'll be a little bit better. So, what I plan to do, hopefully, is to kind of make get another stand, so I can put another phone on there, and y'all can see all of this up close while I'm talking. So, so I got some future plans for the show and stuff like that too, right? So let's move on. Again, then we got, like I said, remember when I was going earlier? Is that the book on Amazon? Yeah, Titan. You can get it on Amazon, I believe, right? So here's the book. If you wanna look it up, this is the book. I highly recommend this book, dude. Um, I look at this book like every couple of nights, dude. I mean, just to look at the different hilts. I really enjoy it. If I really enjoy it. So it's a great book, dude. It's such a great book. And I tell you what, if you don't have it yet, ask for it for Christmas. Ask for it for Christmas, dude. Get it as a Christmas gift. Tell them, hey, I want this for Christmas. Just put this on my Christmas list. I'm telling you, dude. The pictures are phenomenal, dude. Look at that. Look at the graphics right here, right? And again, we're going back to evolutionary build right here. That hilt has passed through so many hands and has been modified so many times that it just becomes evolutionary. I'm wondering, and down the road, who knows after Ray where it ends up, right? And of course, you got Quinlan Voss. I don't see no love for Quentin Voss. Wish list. That's right, Felicia. That's right. Wish list. Put it on your wish list, Mama. If you don't already have it, get it. I highly recommend it. Uh, um, I really, really enjoy this book. I tell you, the quality of the book is so good. And I normally don't talk about a whole lot of books, but since we're on Sabers, me Master Sifo Dyas in is mentioned in the movies. He's got a weird ass hilt, and I don't really see too much uh mentioning of Cypher Dyas's, right? And there's some other characters in here, uh Terracinu, right? There's some other characters in here. Now we all know Yodis, right? Yodis is mentioned, and Yodis is very well known as well. Such a small hilt, right? Um, I would like to acquire one of these days also a Yoda hilt. I'm a small person myself. I'm short, dude. I'm 5'5". That thing would fit in my hand. I don't kind of wonder if that thing would be like too small in my hand, man. That thing probably be like this in my hand. I tell you what, that hilt is probably like this in my hand, if all the way down to right here, probably. But yeah, that's probably how it would feel in my hand. Well, you know what? Actually, shorter than this, and that's probably how it would feel in my hand. Yeah, consider this top part right here, the blade, right? And that's what it would be in my hand. Dang. Nonetheless, it's an amazing hilt as well, right? But I don't see anybody really saying that Yoda's is their personal favorites. I don't see it. I see it as a great piece in their collection, but I don't see it as their personal favorites. Mm, right? So, and the ancient cross guards. Hmm, I don't see that either, right? Now, again, we got the Darth Mauls. Now, I don't see too many people either on the Darth Mauls as a personal favorite saber, but but I think Darth Maul himself might have that as his personal saber, and I don't know if he actually has one. So, but I do know that it probably does put a special flutter in his heart, seeing one every time he sees a fan come and gets one son. So Sidious, I don't see somebody having that one unless they're of Sith nature, basically. I don't see that as a personal build, personal love for that kind of particular hill. Now, Vader's, I can see some people having that as a personal love, personal build, personal everything. Um, there is some people that have a great amount of love and respect for Vader, even though, who he was, who he became, what happened afterwards. He is such an essential character to Star Wars. The evolution of being a hero, falling from grace, and then being redeemed at the end, right? There's something special about it. I got a Vader episode 3 that's a great hill. Oh, I believe it, Rich. Ooh, I believe it, right? Now I've got an MR uh 2003 that I'm working on. And as a matter of fact, this hilt is going in the Vader, the MR3. This hilt is going into it. Now, one of the things that I'm having trouble kind of figuring out what I want to do, I went and bought a single LED, right? to put down here for the crystal chamber, and I bought it, and I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't I put some strip LEDs in here and have it like a like kind of like a three-way type thing. So you got the strips that go, you got the strips they go here and on the other side, right? And then you got a couple of strip, and then you got one strip that kind of goes down in here on top of both of those. So it lights not only this up, but it also lights up this area. Oops, the book's falling down. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. So it not only lights up this area, but it also lights up the LED, right? And I'm thinking I've got a stereo speaker stuff that mesh that I can cut up, and if I can cut it to fit right in here, so not only will the LEDs get lighted up in here, but it will light up the crystal chamber as well. So that's kind of my idea a little bit on the chassis for the Vader build, right? And then again, I'm gonna get some different Vader fonts from KB and BK and Kyberphonic and a few other people, and I'm gonna put those Vader fonts on there. And there's I think that build would be fantastic after I finish it. Right? I still need to get I still need to find a few of the. I'm missing some of the grips on it. Let me get it right here so you can see, right? So after gutting it and everything like that, right? All of this, I think I'm gonna repaint this too. I think it's got a little bit of some paint coming off right here. So I'm either gonna repaint that or I'm going to just kind of let it go as maybe some battle damage. Not sure yet, right? And I've got a few of these missing, right? Like I said, a few of these missing right here. Not sure where they are exactly, but I can probably get some. And then my next little fiasco is trying to get the blade holder from TSS that I already have acquired. Mm-mm-mm. Right? I've already acquired it, so I need to try to get it fit in here. And I know that it's made to to work with other parts of the MR system, but I kind of chunk everything out, so I'm starting like from scratch on it. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a good one though. When I get done with it, it's gonna be a good one. So forgive me for getting out of the picture here, guys. I'm gonna put that hilt up there. So um okay, so let's get back into it. And is that in the book? Well, sort of, Rich. It, it is, so to speak, right? But I think that this is, I don't know what, let's see what episode. Vader's lightsaber. See, it doesn't even say. Oh, okay. Vader wields the lightsaber through the original Star Wars trilogy. Presumably destroyed in the second Death Star end of the Star Wars Episode 4, Return of the Jedi. So this particular one that they have in here, uh, this particular hilt is from the Rogue One movie. Okay, not the one, the Master Replica ones that I have is almost, well, yeah, it should be pretty similar to it, right? Chet says, leave it weathered, laugh out loud, it has character. Yeah, I totally agree, Chet. I do not plan on. I mean, it's got so many scratches and everything, dude. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna do anything really special to it. And if it looks battle worn, battle whatever, and weathered like that, hey, mm, I don't plan on doing much to it. I had an idea that I just might replace that little part of it, but you know, it's looking better and better, right? Battle worn, battle damage, and everything like that. How many have? Okay, how many of you guys actually have love for Ventress? Her sabers, her curved sabers, her new sabers. How many of you would say that they have special meaning, special love for those sabers? Or is it just a collection piece, right? I think, in my personal opinion, is that Ventress's hilts are just um, are just collection pieces, really. Not too many people I see have Not too many people I see have Ventress's hilts as a special meaning in their heart, unless they are Sith oriented and female at that part. Then again, I might be lying. Could be men too. I mean, don't. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, but yeah, leave it weathered. It has character. Um, Asajj Ventress has really in her hilts are very interesting. I'll give her that, right? Now, Count Dooku's. He has a very unique hilt, and I can see if somebody has a special meaning for this hilt, if they're Sith origin, they work on it themselves. I mean, it's a great piece. It's a great piece, right? So to show you here, if those of you who are not know what I'm talking about, this is a picture of Dooku's hilt, right? A curved hilt. Curved hilts, in my opinion, I really enjoy certain ones. Now, um, excuse me, there is some great, you know, I have to admit, one of my favorite looking hilts is Genesis Custom Sabers uh, curved hilt, right? The Baddox. I have to admit, I really, really enjoy the look of it. It may be like a special place in my heart type saber, but it would be one of the very few curved hilts that I would actually buy for myself. Now, if anybody else, there's a lot of great people that buy that hilt, and I don't know how happy they are with that hilt, but to me, I think it would be a very awesome kind of hilt, right? Rich says I got an SF version of Dooku in their mystery scratch and dent sale. Things look perfect. Oh, Rich, you gotta show me that hilt, man. Send me some pics, dude. Chet says I would love to have the Ventress curved hilt, so get a set someday. Yeah, Chet, right? Now, are those her original curved sets? Oh, well, actually, yeah, they are. Never mind. You're talking about these, right? Because she has a couple of other sets that came after this. They're not the curved hilts, but yeah, and these curved hilts, I really like the design, the way they came, and when they come together, the way they are as a staff lightsaber. The design is so unique, right? That it really kind of tends to uh it's so unique in the design. It's almost snake-like. It's almost snake-like. But then again, that's how her character really was. If you paid attention in the movies, it was almost snake-like. She was just that. Conniving, right? She was that conniving. Love it. I love it. But she was one, and she was also actually one of those that you love to hate. You love to hate because in the end, she turned out to be kind of a good person at the end of it. At the end of her life, really. I mean, it's such a tragedy that she helped somebody and she ends up dying for it. But at the same time, she kind of redeemed herself at the end. So her life, her story is an interesting one at that. Um, yeah. So let's see. Let's go a little deeper in here. How many people actually have really real love for the Inquisitor hilts? Now, I find them fascinating for the fact that the Inquisitor hilts could be a yin and yang type hilt. And the reason why I say that is because in the yin yang system you have both good and bad. You have light and dark. You have all of this, right? And at one point the Inquisitors were Jedi that turned bad, right? And then they become hunters of Jedis who once were Jedi themselves. And I believe that their hearts turned so bad that that particular balance was broken after a certain point in time. However, if you are Sith and you are a lover of these hills, I still don't see how many people would have them as a go-to hilt. Maybe just a hilt of in their collection, right? But I could be wrong. Like I said, that's why tonight's topic was to find out how much love of the Inquisitor hilts there are. So Titan, you love the Inquisitor hilts, right? Now, do you see these Inquisitor hilts as a hilt that you would love to acquire? And is it a hilt that you would put together yourself and never get rid of? Are these the type of hilts that you would go for and never get rid of into your collection till the day you die? Huge fan of double blade saber. Yeah, I agree. Double bladed sabers are awesome, dude. I agree with you on that 100%, man. They are badass. And especially like I kind of tend to like the Fifth Brothers, you know. Oh god dang it. I hate that stupid light, but yeah. I kind of like the Fifth Brothers right here, right? And then and of course you've got well, the Grand Inquisitors was pretty nice. Let me see. What about the third sister? What do you think about okay, they don't have in this book, they never put the third sister in here. What does that tell you, right? They should have put her in here. They should have put the third sister in here, but I'm not sure why they didn't. I wonder if her concept wasn't mentioned or her concept wasn't around when they end up making this book, or they totally ignored that fact. I would have liked to seen her saber in here. I really would, right? But the Grand Queen, excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys. The Grand Inquisitor's blade. Let me turn it around so y'all can see. Right, looks pretty wicked, man. It looks pretty wicked. Looks pretty wicked. I have to admit, I like the design of it. Uh, and because of the way the lines, the sleekness of it in the middle, the colors. Oh man, dude, here's I'm a jeez. It looks cool. I have to admit, it looks cool. It really looks cool, dude. Now, who's a big fan of Kylo Ren? How many of you on here tonight, and those of you who are gonna watch this later on, let me know how many of you have or will acquire or actually have so much love for the Kylo Ren hilt. It is a great, great piece, right? A great piece. And I'm telling you, such a great piece. However, if this kind of hilt flutters your boat, floats your boat, is this your personal build? Is this your personal saber? How many of you are going to have this as your number one go-to hilt in your collection? Okay. So later on, tell me in the comments, post in the comments, let me know. And I would, I think that Kylo Ren kind of redeemed himself at the end, but at the same time, come on, he killed his father. How many people can kill their father and actually really come back from that? The amount of the absolute, you know, guilt that he must feel later on, right? After killing his own father, after he realizes what he was, what he did, who he became, and everything else afterwards. I don't see his hilt becoming evolutionary later on, and I actually don't foresee his hilt actually becoming super, super much love for. But, but there are a few, right? Okay, so they have a Ninth Sister Inquisitor hilt, and then there are the Ren hilts, and then we get into the dark gray. Now, all of these hilts that I'm mentioning, right? And Savage Press, right? Let me see. Zep, you still with us? Cindy, you still with us, buddy? Let's see. Who's all still here? I'm surprised you guys are still with me, man. Oh man, I so much appreciate it, guys. I really do. I mean, I'm trying to make this and 49. You know, I can't thank you all so much. For hanging out with me tonight. Oh gosh, keep moving. I sincerely apologize, guys. Not a fan of Kylo Ren Hill. Okay, Rich. Yeah, man. I'm glad you told me. Not a fan of Kylo Ren. I don't see too many. Felicia says she's Mara Jade love. So Felicia, eventually you would love to acquire a Mara Jade, right? Yeah, is that what you're kind of hinting at? Second Sister Inquisitor. Okay, so we got a Second Sister Inquisitor in here. So maybe I'm wrong about the third sister. Seventh sister. And she's got a very unique hilt, right? I mean, my goodness, look at that. How do you, I mean, that looks kind of cool as shit too, dude. Um, okay, Terran Malikos, New Jedi Tradition. Okay, so they got Ben Solos in here, right? But and as I get further in the book, and okay, so now let's get into some of the game kind of hilts as well. So I'm up to a Cal Kestis, and a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing with the Cal Kestis right now, and especially from different installers, Cal Kestis is coming up in tremendous amount of popularity coming up. But I still don't see it as a go-to personal hilt. I see it as a hilt that is in your collection that you like, that you love, that you're doing, that you wire up, that you install, but I don't see it as a go-to personal hilt. And that is just hey, I have to apologize because that's just my personal opinion. And I'm sorry if I do offend anybody, and I do apologize in advance. If I do, I don't mean to step on your toes. It's not meaningful, because each one of these hilts is a great personal build for people. They are great pieces in your collection. They may mean something to you. I am not personally attacking anybody. I'm just saying that everybody has a personal preference. This video is just meant for a personal build, a personal install, a personal go-to hilt that will never leave your side, basically, above all builds that you have. Okay. So in advance that if I stepped on your toes, I apologize in advance. I'm not trying to. I'm just explaining and trying to have some fun that we are in this all together. But I want to know what particular hilt that you have special love for. So again, um, I do like and enjoy the Kanan Jarrus hilt too. Um, I don't know what it is about the Kanan Jarrus hilt. Okay, I really don't know what it is about this hilt that I actually do enjoy, love, and like. I just know that I really want to acquire one eventually. Um, it's a great looking hilt. It could be the light, it could be, I'm not exactly sure what it is about this particular build, but about this particular hilt. But yes, eventually I will acquire one, and it is a great looking piece. Again, I have not heard from anybody or seen anybody that actually has it as their personal saber, even online, right? And when I look at people having their sales, having showing off their hilts and everything, I really do not see a lot of people having this particular hilt as their go-to personal hilts. I really don't. I see it as a great piece in their collection, but not quite their personal hilts. As well as the Ezra, right? The Ezra is a great piece as well as his laser, his gun saber, right? Sorry about the light, guys. I apologize. I'm trying to put it where you can see it, where it's not gonna reflect the light too much. But yeah, dude. I mean, and the second build that he has as well. Um, the I guess they call it the Lone Wolf now, right? The Lone Wolf hill. Now this design is really great as well. I kind of like that. It really looks pretty sleek. But I still have not seen anybody with so much love for this hilt that they make it their personal hilt. I see it as their a piece in their collection that is not their personal one, like where they would carry it everywhere, right? Leia. Now, Leia's hilt is something special. And this one for the ladies, some gents, I myself, I would love to acquire it. I love everything about it, but it would not be a personal hilt, right? It would not be a personal build. It would not be a personal hilt. It would be something that I could keep in my collection, but not anything nowhere near the memory hilt. What about you, Felicia? Would you acquire a Leia as a would you acquire it as a piece in your collection, or would you acquire it as a personal hilt build? Now, I sincerely hope there's one particular that you already have that is your personal favorite. I'm joking, Mama. I'm joking. Right. And then there's Ray's. Now there's Ray's. Um, again, Ray's Hill, I don't see collection. Thank you. I kind of figured that, right? Kind of figured that. Um, Ray's Hill, I don't see it as somebody's personal favorite. I don't. What do you guys think? Yeah. T. No, man, I'm pretty sure it's past your bedtime, dude. Everybody's in and out. I think everybody's getting tired already, right? I'm about ready to go myself, man. I'm about there. Like, oh my God, it's been 2 hours, and you guys have been listening to me. Jesus, I'm telling you, I love you guys. I really do, man. I really, really love you guys. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart sticking with me tonight because I tell you, I don't know how many people would just sit in here and just bullshit all night with me. Uh, you guys, and then I'm telling you because the reason why it means so much to me is not many people talk sabers with me outside of this, right? There's not many people out here, uh, but you guys are like, I can come out here and I can have a good time with you guys sitting across the table. And again, that's what this channel is all about, is sitting across the table, having a great drink with you guys, talking sabers, talking about Star Wars movies and everything else on top of that, right? I want everybody to come over here, have a good time, leave the troubles of the world behind, and have some fun with me hanging out. Cheers to you guys for hanging out with me. Uh, because to me, it means the world. To you, it's a couple of hours, maybe, but hey, and you can either like and subscribe if you wish. I don't hold it against anybody, whether you do or you don't, right? It's all good. It's all fun. This is what I do. This is what I love. This is what I want for people. Information is king. You come out here, you ask a few questions. I'm happy to oblige as best I can. I may not have all the answers, and but I can lead you into a certain way, a certain path. I can lead you into a certain direction to go. I can give you steps. I can lead you along the way where I've been, where I haven't been. I can help you as much as I can. And that's what this world needs. There's so much hate in this world. You know, a lot of people, we've lost that love in the world. And it's time that we get a small piece back. And that's what I want to provide for everybody here. So, again, thank you for being here. Let's see. Sepp says, do you like the old Saber style or the new Saber styles more? You know, the old and the new. Uh, I would say, I would say it's a mixture, man. I would say that the mixture, you can pretty much make it what you want it. Okay, new, old, in between. There's so many things that you can do. There's so many parts that you can mix and match. You can go to okay, let's go with the Vader build, right? And it's again, I'm gonna use the Vader build because it's such an evolutionary piece, right? Not any there is very if any one saber there can be said that it is an evolutionary piece, right? Um, because when Anakin became a Jedi, he started with what you all saw in the book earlier during the show. Then, as he progressed to becoming a Sith, his and he loses his saber during the movies. He has to build a new one, right? So as he builds the new one, and he becomes, a, an older version of Anakin, he builds his, and then you see that kind of get lost or mixed up. That particular piece becomes what Vader was during Empire Strikes Back, right? So Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope is different, and then because Empire Strikes Back shows a different part of it, it becomes evolutionary, right? So as the movies progressed, Vader's hilt progressed to different builds, different ways, and as his hilt, his saber, evolved not only for himself, but then who he became and who he was eventually, and then how he became redeemed, right? As his saber was passed on to Luke, then Luke, once he took over the saber and he lost it with the fight with Vader, and Vader reveals that it's his father, and then that particular hilt was thought to be lost, right? After they find that hilt and it becomes in Ray's possession, then of course it becomes where Ray, it gets destroyed, then it gets rebuilt in Ray's image, correct? So you see the evolution between Anakin, Darth Vader, and Ray, and that is the only hilt that I've seen in history that has such an evolution that it becomes its own character in itself, along with the Millennium Falcon, right? And when we're not going to get into the Millennium Falcon as a character aspect. We're going to talk about the saber itself, um, and going back to a personal saber as it'll fit into, and as you see that Vader revolutionized that particular hilt, that particular saber, not only to fit his stuff, his style, right? But then when Ray took it over, when Kylo and her were fighting over it, it busted, it broke. She fixed it up, she made it her own. It became evolutionary. I don't see any other particular hilt in the world that has become as evolutionary as that particular hilt. And I don't foresee anybody having that particular hilt in their collection, so to speak, as their go-to hilt. My personal opinion, right? But it is such a key hilt. It is such a key lightsaber in this world because of who Vader, the character, was. The evolution from Anakin to Vader to being redeemed by the Son. Awesome. Let's see. I like Kylo hilts. Chet says. Uh, Zep says, "Do you like the old?" Okay, no, but again, Zep again. It comes to personal preference, man. All in all, hands down, it comes to personal preference. Don't in just my personal advice, dude. Don't don't worry about what other people think about it. Okay, what you like, what you think is cool, what you think is awesome, what you deem is cool, go with it, okay? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of your hilt, it's what you think of the hilt is what matters. If it makes you happy, go with it, dude. If it doesn't make you happy, Find something that does. Okay. Um, that that in itself reflects what tonight's topic is about. If it makes you happy, if it's a personal build, whether you build it yourself, whether somebody builds it for you and it has special meaning to you, that is what matters most. Okay? Don't don't compare yourself to anybody else in the world. Don't compare yourself to anybody else in the community. You have to figure out what makes you happy. Okay? Uh, because if you really start comparing apples to oranges, you're never going to be satisfied with what you have, what you're doing, what you're going to do. Okay. There's going to be some people that are going to say, oh, I don't like this, what you're doing. I don't like that. And that's okay. That's okay, man. You know, they're not the one building it. They're not the one wiring it. They're not the one doing this. They're not the one doing that. It is you who's doing it, okay? Or it is you who is building it or getting it done the way you want it done. That's what matters most, okay? So you have to be happy with the personal preference of what you want. Um, because too many people will say this and that, and if you go into too much of that, you're never going to be happy with what you have, what you got, what you did, what you've done. Okay. And that, and Cindy and T and everybody else that came on tonight are going to tell, probably would agree with me more or less than none that in order for you to be happy, in order for you to have that personal preference, you can't judge what you have to other people. Okay. Yeah, you can, but you may not like what you have. And not everybody is the same style as you are. So that same style, if your same style as somebody else, that's awesome. It's like minded, dude. But at the same time, you want to be, individual with your style. I'll tell you, this right here, this is an Ultra Sabers, right? And this Ultra Sabers hilt, the company itself, right, has not really good practice, but the hilt is amazing. Okay, it's got so much potential for it, so much potential. I don't recommend going there, but if you do, I'm telling you, there's very few hilts on there that I like, but at the same time, I have learned and gained some knowledge along the way of particular hilts that who to go to and who not to go to, right? And if you watch um if you go to Lando Sabers, okay, and you watch his videos on companies on who to go to and who not to, the reasoning behind those companies, then you can make a more informed decision of where to get your hilts from. I personally enjoy building my own stuff, so I go to TCSS or the Custom Saber Shop, if you will, for parts, right? I absolutely enjoy going and building my own stuff for the moment. Now, there's certain hilts that I would love to acquire. Don't get me wrong, but I can't go and acquire those hilts without upfront, paying for it all at once. Whereas the hilt that I want to build, I can buy, let's say I buy a piece for $30 here, $30 there, and or maybe $20 here, $20 there. And then later on when I get all the pieces together, It's a full hilt, right? But I can build it a little bit at a time. Okay. I'm not rushed to build it. Whereas when you buy something like this, it's all in one shot and you got to pay for that hilt. Whether you buy it empty, whether you buy it installed. Again, it comes to personal preference on what you want. Now you can buy it empty and install it yourself and it's cheaper, but then you got to figure out what you want as well. So again, it comes down to personal preference, dude. And a lot of these installers, they're going to tell you it comes down to personal preference. And you have to do your homework on what you really want, what you feel that you want. Check out all the videos and make yourself, once you go through all these videos, you can make an informed decision on what direction you want to head to, right? Again, I think it's been a while since Lando Sabers has been on, but I refer his videos because he has such a great amount of information on companies, on who to go to, who not to go to, how to start out, when to, what to do in between all that time, and as well as Nerf Herder Benji, right? Benji is such an amazing person. He has thrown out a couple of videos on stuff from TCSS, on how what you want to do to become an installer, what it takes to build blades, all that kind of information. Benji has done it. He's such an amazing, amazing person. He has such an amazing amount of information to learn from. So, um, and not only because I'm telling you this, but I'm telling everybody who watches this video that if they enjoy the content, to go to these people and learn from what they have to tell you. Because when you really get the information, you can then make an informed decision on what you want, the direction that you want to go to, in terms of the hilt that you like, the parts that you want, and so forth. Okay. Again, personal preference plays a huge part of this. And if you know where to go, if you know the information, if you know where to start, and all of these videos that I'm mentioning to you in all of these places and all of these people, such it will give you that kind of pathway to get you the perfect hilt that you want. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether anybody else likes the hilt, it's what makes you happy is what matters the most. Am I wrong, Cincy? I mean, that's the thing. If you build something and you're super happy about it, you never go wrong with it. But if you build something, you're like, yeah, yeah. Hey, sell it off, get rid of it. Okay. If somebody likes it, they'll buy it, right? But again, personal preference plays a huge part of it. And again, and I stress, and I'll say it over and over and over again. And no matter how many times I say it, no matter how many times Benji says it, no matter how many times Lando Saber says it, no matter how many times other people say it in their videos, okay, including this one. And I do apologize ahead of time if people don't like what I'm saying, but it all comes down to personal preference, to do your homework, right? Read manuals, to do your homework and check out everything that you can before you really buy purchase anything, because one, you could be wasting your money on things, and two, you're not going to be happy in the community. You're not going to be happy with what you have. And our ultimate goal is to have you, one, love the hilt that you have, two, be informed of everything that you can be informed of, and three is to get the best hilt that you find for yourself. Okay. Oh, dude, you're welcome. You're more than welcome, man. And then I tell you what, okay, if you have any more questions, hit me up, man. And like I said, any questions that you have, it doesn't matter. They're not stupid questions. So please do not think you can ask me 1,000 questions and it doesn't matter. It not any question is stupid. Okay, so don't get that in your head that you know. Oh, dude, I'm bugging this guy. No, no, man. That's what we're here for. That's what we love is to help you guys. Okay, we love helping people. That's what we do. So hit me up at Mundo uh, E underscore Cabrera, CABRERAIII at yahoo.com. Okay? Hit me up if you got a whole lot more questions. It doesn't matter what questions you have about the Saber, hit me up, dude. I will be more than happy to help you. Okay? More than happy. Uh, it doesn't matter. Make what you like. If someone doesn't like it, that's fine. It's not that. That's right, Cindy. Right? Absolutely. That's what I'm telling Zep. And I want to reassure him, and I stress reassure him that that's the thing. It's okay that if somebody doesn't like it, okay? This is not a popularity contest, dude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they like it or not. It's what makes you happy, dude. You can have everybody in the world, everybody in the Saber community saying that you don't like they don't like it. But oh well, you know what? It's not their Saber. They don't have it in their hand. They don't have it in their hand. That's the deal. They don't have it in their hand. And if it makes you happy, the hell with anybody else. The hell with anybody else, dude. So don't worry about what other people think. It is what makes you happy, dude. In fact, and as a matter of fact, if that particular hilt that you have built, whether it's from TCSS, whether it's from, you know, somebody building it, whether it's from those companies that are not really that are frowned upon, okay, so what? Okay, but if that's what makes you happy, dude, that is what matters. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, dude. And I'm sorry, and I apologize to everybody at this point in time, but fuck them, dude. I'm sorry, dude, but fuck them. If they don't like it, too bad. It's not for, it's not their saving. It's yours, dude. That's all that matters. Okay. And disclaimer: this is not a channel for kids. Sorry, Cincy. Oh man, I tell you, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry for everybody who's listening to this, and you want to bitch about somebody's saber. I'm sorry. Fuck it. It's not yours. You know, you can like it or you don't. Too bad. It's what they like, what they love, what they are. Each individual saber is a reflection of who you are, who you want to be, and that's all that matters. If it makes you happy, and if somebody don't like it, fuck them. Sorry, I'm sorry. you know, I mean, that's all there is to it, dude. You know, again, it's a personal preference, and again, I can't stress it enough. And people in this day and age, and it really irks me that people this day and age are so snobbish about the type of builds there are. And that's okay. That's their preference. If they want to be snobbish about it, okay. So what? Let them. It is not their saber. It is not in their hand. It does not make them happy. They can talk shit all they want. You know, they can talk shit all they want, but it's not in their hand. So what if it was in their hand? Will things change? Possibly. Possibly not. Oh well, you have to choose for yourself. You have to have that personal preference. Oh dear. Looks like I'm gonna have to go because my phone's about to die. So my goodness, I can't believe I went on this long without it. No. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna leave you with this final thought right now. Personal sabers, your go-to. You love them, you gotta die with them or not. Let me know in the comments, man. Um, and this channel and this show would not be possible with Anthony Lagapa, best known as Space Windu. Show him some love. Like and subscribe to Civilized Sabers in his channel. You can also see me at Mundo Cabrera at I which excuse me. Oh my God, man, I can't even speak. At Mundo Cabrera 7007 on YouTube. Okay. Uh, if you want to hit me up with some email, hit me up at Mundo Cabrera I at you E underscore Cabrera I at yahoo.com. I'm so sorry, man. My brain is losing it. Again, email me at e underscore cabrera at yahoo.com. And like and subscribe if you guys like. I'm not saying you have to. If you don't want to, that's cool. If you do, I appreciate it. Much love. Felicia, Cindy, Tiana Sabers, Zep, and Chet, and Albert. Oh my God, guys, everybody who came in tonight, thank you so much. I love you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Means the world to me. I hope that you certainly enjoyed talking. I can talk all night, guys, and I know that everybody's got to get to bed and all that stuff. Um, treat everybody good in the world, man. And that's the thing. If you want to come and hang out with me Monday nights, hang out here, send me an email on stuff that you'd like to talk about, Sabers, and let's get the discussion going, guys. Send me some stuff. I tell you what, um, I'm interested in what you have to say. I hope people enjoy what I say. Oh, Jesus, juice, Jedi. Amen to that, Titan. Amen to that, bro. Um, so again, I sincerely, oh, Jesus, Okay, guys. Sorry, man. I am back. I apologize. Such a technical difficulty. Oh my God! I was trying to close out. Zeppelin says middle over blades. Let's see. Sounds like a blade size adapter to 1 inch blade holder and acceptance 78. Yeah, Zep, man, you can do that. You can, gosh, excuse me. We have a great weekend, everyone. Man, I hope nobody's left yet. My goodness, I know everybody left, and I certainly apologize for the discrepancy here. And I was telling everybody good night for the show, man. But let's see, Zep says 99 metal over blade sounds like a blade size adapter to 1 inch. Yeah, Zep, Jim. Oh man, you jumped in kind of late, dude. So Jim says, oh man, really cool blade size adapter to 1 inch blade holder. Thanks for the input, Jim. I appreciate that. What happened? Great. Oh no! Oh, okay. My phone's about to die, guys. Sorry. Good night. Love you guys. That's what happened. My phone was dying, man. I don't know if it'll kind of stay on or not, man. But let's see. Is everybody still here? I was telling everybody good night, but I'm back and the power shut off quite unexpectedly. My phone ran out of power. I plugged it back in, and I'm back on right now. So, Titan. So Jim, can you hear me right now? Can anybody still hear me on the show right now? I need to know because like I said, I just came back on right now. It's such a short time. I had to restart the phone and all that shit. So, mm, somebody give me something. Is anybody still here? I don't know. Two people are here right now. Who's here? Who's here? Titan. Titan says, "What's up? What happened? Oh no! Have a great weekend, everybody." Is anybody still on? Who's here? Tell me. Tell me who's still on, so I can give a proper extra exit, man. I need to get a proper exit out of here. It's not right. I had 8 people on here, and I shouldn't have left like that. So, unfortunately, my phone died. I didn't realize it had that much less, that little power before, and I should have put the charger on while I was on the show. But I sincerely apologize to everybody. So, you know what? Let me go ahead and I'm gonna say good night to everybody, and I hope everybody got my email. And again, this show would not be possible without Space Windu, Anthony Lagapa. He is the creator of, Saber Talk, and I owe everything to him. So again, like and subscribe to Anthony, like and subscribe to Civilized Sabers, and I tell you, give so much love to Harrison, who we've lost. He was our graphics go-to guy. So watch the videos if you can, and I want to carry on the tradition of Civilized Sabers, Saber Talk. Uh, I'm hoping Gabe and uh, I hope I do proud to Anthony and Gabe, and I know I will never be able to replace Heshi, but I'm hoping that I can fit in with what he stood for. So that is my ultimate goal is to fit what he stood for in Civilized Sabers and Saber Talk. And I hope that Anthony and Gabe and I will get together and do a Sabers Saber Talk all together. And that's my ultimate goal. And like I said, again, make sure you like and subscribe to all these guys. Catch them on Instagram, catch them on Facebook, and everything else like that. Uh, I love everybody. And again, Thank you all for being here. And again, Mundo out. Peace, guys. Love you all so much. Thank you for being with me tonight.
In
Mundo out.
here, we pour whiskey.